Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a little while and just wanted to drop on in to do a little review unboxing of this knife right here. Just got this one in. Found it for an okay price, so I snatched it up. It's a Case Sowbelly. It's actually one of the ones that are from the early 2000s, so it's actually a Case Brothers, I guess, edition. Um, I wanted to just go over it a little bit and talk about my first impressions. Most people know this knife already. If you're familiar with Case or you're familiar with this particular pattern, you're not going to be, needing all the tours of the blades and everything, but it's the first time that I've owned this pattern, and it's the first time that I've owned this particular knife made by Case. I will tell you, fit and finish is pretty good for this. A lot of people talk about Case, and one of the things that comes up is definitely fit and finish. And I will tell you, right from the start, the coloring of the bone handles is what really got me. And so I figured, hey, let's give it a try. I also kind of like the shield. And, my gripe with Case sometimes is that the shield is, I don't know, it's just, to me, it's like sometimes the shield's not the prettiest looking one. But with that said, here comes fit and finish. The one thing about the shield is I like the shield. One thing right off the bat, though, you know, it's weird. It's from far away, it looks good, centered, aligned correctly. But as I look closer, I notice that it's just strangely proportioned in terms of there's a lot more spacing here versus over here. Over here, it's almost darn near close to the edge of the knife width, and over here there's much more margin. So when you look at it up close, you would imagine that you would put the shield further to the right than towards the side. But I guess from far away it looks okay, but as you get closer, you wonder, is that a mistake? Should it be more to the right? I don't know. Anyway, again, I don't know what it is. I have this thing about shields and how they look. And lastly, we talk about, sometimes you've heard people say like the shield being pinned is good. I know this one's not pinned, and I'll tell you exactly why. It's because of this. So it's basically came right off. Inspecting it closer, looks like it was basically just super glued right in. And I mean, it's fine. That is what it is. And that's my phone going off right now. Let me turn that off. Sorry, guys. Other than that, fit and finish, really good. I would say what's cool about this knife is that I kind of like the Tang stamp. I think this one is one of the more kind of limited releases. And again, I'm still learning all the lore and legend of Case knives. This is one of the ones that says Case Brothers, and on the Tang it actually says Case Bros Cutlery Company, which I looked up online, and apparently that makes it dated to around like 2004 to 2007. That's just from one thing I quickly found with a Google search. But first impressions is the knife is really comfortable. I have just started to learn that this actual handle angle that kind of has this canted blade that kind of, if you were to hold it like this, it kind of puts your blade angle down a little bit rather than having that angle come straight out. It's really comfortable. Let's see. You don't get as much of it, I think, with the middle blade here. This one kind of comes more straight out. But really, this is your ultimate box cutting tool. I do like, if you look very closely, there is a nice gentle swedge on this side, but on this side it's way more pronounced, so you can definitely see that it's got a very handsome kind of swedge design on there. Here it kind of just is a corner, but that's a good level of attention to detail, as it kind of knocks down the corner here while still interplaying with the nail nick very very nicely. So well done by Case here to kind of, it may not look visually like it's a big deal, but what happens is when you have these all folded together, it really feels good as this lines up and slides into the pocket well. So well done by Case to do that, to knock these edges down, because anybody can make a knife with hard 90-degree edges, but to really put some thought into that is a great thing to see. So that's your secondary blade, and then maybe the third blade would be, I guess this would be your spay blade. And this one is the one that is a little unusual in the angle. It kind of looks like it's almost going downward if you were to hold it. But again, I find this actually really comfortable. Strangely, like you don't have to hold your fingers as close to your cutting surface and have it still work. So basically, if you're cutting a box, this can come in and your hands stay away from the surface of what you're cutting, which really makes it nice. And I'm assuming that this can be really functional for a variety of tasks, but I just think that the angle is really nice on this. You do notice that there's going to be some rubbing here on the blade. There it is. Boom. So does it bother me? Not that much. For a sub $100 knife, it it is what it is. In terms of fit and finish, it still functions well. I think actually the action is very smooth. I like it. No half stops on any of these, but I just really enjoy opening and closing this one. I just it's affirmative. There's no blade rocking, no vertical blade play. Case, for me, as someone who's familiar with GEC more and some of the other brands that are more I guess made in the 90s and 2000s that are earlier on, I've always thought that the pulls sometimes got a little too aggressive. Case just always, to me, seems like they've got their case, their spring pull dialed into a very usable everyday level. Like I can open these and it close them and it doesn't seem like they're gonna fall out. It doesn't seem like they're loose, but it's not a fight. It's not a fight to the death to get these out. Like there's no fingernail breaks. It's just nice, a nice easy pull. Anyway, I would say the bolsters. I wish they just did more with them, but typically Case doesn't, and that's fine. I just wish they could flute them. For a knife like this, that would be really, really good looking. Jigging, and I've always said this, what I've noticed about Case is like their bone work is right up there with the best. It just really is. The coloring, the jigging, and this is no exception. It's kind of almost a I don't know if the camera kind of portrays it correctly, but I would say that on this side it almost looks like a burnt red orange. Kind of looks like flames coming up here at the edges. A really pretty color. And on this side, fairly well matched, but I would say overall a little bit darker, but still has that orange flame effect. Jigging is a tight grain, maybe like a peach seed jigging, but it's very tight towards the middle. And then of course the shield is a Federal shield, which had it fit in, it would fit well. And again, I got this. It's it's pre-owned, so it's not going to be a big deal. I don't think I'm going to make a big deal about the shield. I'm actually going to take the time and do a quick little repair on it and see if we can just get it fixed up. I'm just gonna take a little sandpaper here and sort of clean up the inside a little bit here. I don't know if it's gonna do very much, but we can at least try to just clean up some of the inside. And it's pretty clean already. There's really nothing there. It's all dried up. And again, I'm not really, anything of a knife maker or anything. I'm just a guy that, I tinker around. So I think that for this, we will try and use this is just regular super glue. And I like these little tiny reusable ones. I get them from like the dollar store, I think, but like are not reusable, I should say, disposable. I like them because, I never end up using a ton, and you get this and you can just basically use what you need. And I get a little tissue ready, and I'm going to put a little dollop, perhaps. Oh, that was more than a dollop, but let's just spread that little drop out. Get it all around there, just like that. That's all wet in there. And now, I should have done this before, but I'm going to put the shield on the table, and I'm just going to kind of hit it with this sandpaper and just kind of give it some, work off some of that old stuff and put the new stuff on it. Press it in, press it down. There we go. And actually, yeah, I know I didn't use too much extra. And I can always do this again if it gets loose, but what they say is just a dot, not a lot. And hopefully this dries in there, but I can always just do it again, and I may use a different type of adhesive later on, some type of epoxy. But there we go. We're back to it. Anyway, just wanted to hop on. It's already been, over 10 minutes here, but I just want to do a quick little unveiling of this new blade that I got and show it off. Case Brothers, really cool kind of etching here. Cool font. Case Brothers. Sowbelly from Case here, from the early 2000s. Looks like it's never been sharpened and never been really used, although it's got some wear, just probably from being bounced around. But other than that, really nice piece. I enjoyed a lot. Colors are great. Phenomenal colors. Phenomenal bone work. Obviously, fit and finish is okay. There's some blade rub, but what are you gonna do? In terms of centering, I would say the only problem would be the main blade here doesn't exactly sit right in the center, but then again, it doesn't rub either. And I feel like if it were too centered, then you would be dealing with maybe rubbing on this blade. The real problem with the blade rub is actually with this blade at the other side. And you can see it again, it's right here. There. And it's really rubbing against this blade, right? Let's see, it would be right here somewhere. So as you close it, it really rubs here for some reason. So it's really these two blades. It's not the main blade that's the problem. Even though these two seem centered, they're just almost too close to each other. But like I said, I'm not too concerned about that. I do use these blades and they're gonna be fine for me. So just wanted to come on in and, since I unboxed it, I noticed that the shield was loose, so I just wanted to get that done. What do you guys think about this knife? How do you feel about the pattern? This is my first Sowbelly. I like it. I think it's a very usable shape and it feels good in the hand. And I think this is another one of those Tony Bose designs where he really feels like, and I think he unfortunately passed away not long ago, but I think he always felt like, I should say, that a knife should have good ergonomics. I've noticed that about his designs, and you can see it in the knife, and you can feel it too. It feels so comfortable, despite having a lot of blades. Each of these configurations feels great in the hand. Feels really usable. He was kind of a genius. So I love having this knife in the collection. I'll be carrying it. I'll be using it. Hopefully the shield stays put for a good long time. If not, I'll try to maybe move on to something different to fix it in. Anyway, guys, just wanted to show this off. What do you guys think? Please leave a comment. Tell me what you think about this knife. Do you guys have one of these? How do you like this particular edition? Do you like the shield, the Case Brothers limited editions? I think it's a limited edition. I haven't seen this type of tang stamp that often. Yeah, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate the comments. I'm still on a roll. I've responded to every comment. I love doing it, first of all, but I'm going to continue to challenge myself. I haven't missed any comments yet. I respond to everybody, and I appreciate you all. So happy, hoping that you have a happy day, and keep carrying those knives, guys. Talk to you soon. Take care. See you in the next one.